I took my daughters into a craft store. They already knew that we went in there for a specific item for a necklace that we were going to make at home. And I try to always mentally prepare my kids, whether we're going to a craft store, the supermarket, a toy store, that if we're there for a specific item, sometimes they'll see a plushie and they'll pick it up, and I'll let them know, you can play with it while we're here, but it lives here when we go. While we were there, one of my daughters saw this cute little cat notebook. She loves kitty cats. So I could see right then in the moment how much she wanted it. And she asked me, Mommy, can I please have this notebook? It's so cute. And that is a small moment, and I want to give my babies everything. But I had gently reminded her that I had just gotten her a notebook and that we don't always need everything that we see in that moment. Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back. Lately, I've been noticing how often our children are surrounded by more toys, more things, more options, and it's so easy for them to feel like they always need something new. And it's not just for children, it goes for us as well. In moments like that, I pause too, because part of me understands the feeling of wanting something right away. I still have those moments where I see something and I'm like, ooh, that's really resourceful for me, or that's really pretty, I think I need that. And I pause and ask myself, do I really need that? Or do I want it because it's there and it's accessible right now? I know we've all had those moments where we're putting things into our cart, and as we're checking out, we tell ourselves, can I wait? Do I really need that? And it winds up leaving the cart. Because it's so easy to say yes in that moment. Like, you just feel like you need it. They need it. And that's something that I want my daughters to see, that not only am I telling them that they don't need something in that moment, I'm modeling that and telling them, Mommy feels that way too sometimes. And I gently guide them back to the idea that we don't always need things that we see right now, because we already have so much. What I mean by that is, they'll see a really cute new watercoloring set, and I gently remind them of how many wonderful watercolors we already have at home, that we should use those, and when we're done, then we'll come back to the store and get the new one that they saw that they wanted. This isn't just something that I'm telling them, it's something that I'm practicing as well. So when I tell them, I understand you want that, they know that I really mean it. I want them to feel seen in that moment, not feel like I'm just brushing them off. I don't want them to feel dismissed, because it isn't wrong to want something, but I just want them to learn the balance, that not everything we want are things that we need. I gently guide them back to the idea that we don't always need it right now, and we already have so much. It really wasn't about the notebook. It was about learning in that moment. I don't want them to grow up and feeling like happiness comes from things. I want them to feel content and happy with everything that they already have. The world now that we live in, it's about what more can I buy? How fast can I attain it? Get it in 2 days. Because I've caught my daughters even saying, Mommy, you could just order it. It'll come in 2 days. So in moments like that, I want them to really pause and focus more on gratitude. And I actually have a sign that I made for them. So I always think that they'll think, oh, Mommy took the time to make this instead of something I just printed out or bought from the store. And it says, happiness isn't about getting everything I want. It's about enjoying everything that I have. And I asked them the other day, well, what does that mean to you? And they say, Mommy, it's about being happy with everything I have, but can I have more? And I said, I had to laugh. In those moments, we just have to chuckle. And I explained to them, here is 2 images. And I have in here, this person has so many flowers and so upset because he just wants more. And here we have this person with 1 little flower and how happy and fulfilled and just grateful for that 1 little flower. So I explained to her that we have to be happy with what we have. It doesn't necessarily mean that we don't deserve more or we shouldn't get more. The message that I'm conveying to them is that we should be happy with everything we do have, because the truth of the matter is that there's so many out there that have less or don't have any at all. I am always bringing in those moments of real life, because as much as I want to give my girls everything, I want them to live a wonderful life, but also always hone in on gratitude. I always share personal stories of how I grew up. My spouse tells them stories of how she grew up, and our childhoods were totally different. And it's so important to us that our kids know that happiness doesn't come from a store. And at the end, it's not about the notebook. It's what they're learning in that moment. It's not about taking away the feeling of wanting. It's about taking that time to pause and come back to the gratitude and gratefulness of everything we already have. And I don't expect them to understand this right away. They're still learning. I'm still learning, because I have those moments too. And I want something and I feel that pull to just say yes. But I'm learning to pause, and I don't always need it. And when I do that, I feel more grounded, that not only am I telling my children that they don't need everything they see, but learning and following that for myself, to be more content, to be more present with what we already have. And these are the moments that I want them to learn, not just what they don't have, but everything they do. So when those moments come up, when they ask me for something, I try not to shut them down, but guide them back gently to gratitude. And I think that's what it's all about. Not perfection, not never wanting, but learning together how to appreciate what we have already. And in just 1 week of speaking thinking about this at home. Today we went out to the store and my daughter saw another cute little cat thing. It was a little cute little backpack, and she said, "Mommy, can I have this please?" And I told her, "Oh baby, that is so cute. I see why you like it. At home you have so many purses and so many cute things of kitty cats. Do we need that?" And she looked at it and she was like, "No, okay mommy." And she put it back. There was no pushback. There was no emotional outburst. It was the practice of what we've been talking about. And seeing her not get lost in her feelings of really wanting something or having that meltdown, it was such a beautiful moment to see that she was grasping that within herself and understanding, this is really cute. I'll put it back, I don't need it. That was such as a parent, it was so amazing to see that something that I've been taking effort in happened right in front of me. So even when it gets hard, even when you think, how many times am I going to tell my babies the same thing? Why aren't they catching on? Just remind yourself that we're still learning in our journey and they've just started theirs. Don't give up. You're doing a wonderful job already. Trust yourself. Give yourself the grace that you give others. Give your children grace. Thank you so much for being here with me.